What's up, guys? Mickle here, and we just had a brand new interview of Brad Garlinghouse drop that is absolutely fascinating. In this video, I'm going to go over all the most important parts you need to see from this thing because he talks about some hard-hitting topics, including what is left in the Ripple SEC case, whether or not we will see a BlackRock spot XRP ETF in the near future. Guys, both his answers around these topics, I think you are going to like a lot. Make sure to stick around for this whole thing. Guys, also in the beginning of the video, we're going to go over a very exciting announcement that I think has huge implications for the entire cryptocurrency industry. You are definitely going to want to stick around for this whole thing. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. Make sure to take a quick second to like the video and subscribe to my channel. These two things are really going to help me out so much. Also, if you ever need a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange Uphold down in the description of this video. With that said, though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, the exciting news in the beginning of the video is that John Deon has officially declared that he is running for Senate against Elizabeth Warren, and this is absolutely fantastic news because I've been saying this for a while, but I truly do believe that John Deon is one of the few people on this planet that could actually beat Elizabeth Warren in this Senate race. John Deon is a pit bull. He's the type of guy who never stops working. He never gives up until he gets the job done. Guys, I am fully confident that John Deon has the ability to beat Elizabeth Warren in this Senate race, and I could not think of a better person to do it. John Deon is an advocate of cryptocurrencies. He's been an advocate for the XRP community since day one and has constantly pulled off the impossible. So many people said he would never be allowed into the Ripple SEC case. He would never make a difference. He would never be able to represent XRP holders, and he did all those things and ended up making sure that XRP in the Ripple SEC case was declared as not a security. This is an outcome that would have never happened without John Deon. So guys, I am super excited to see John Deon entering this race. I think it is a huge win for the cryptocurrency industry. And one thing I really want to emphasize here is that John Deon is a candidate that can really bring the entire crypto ecosystem together. For a while, we have been divided, fighting with all these different communities about which coin has been the best. But at the end of the day, we are fighting one real battle, and that is against the anti-crypto army, the people like Elizabeth Warren who are trying to bring down this entire industry. Elizabeth Warren is against Bitcoin, XRP, and every cryptocurrency out there. So I think it is so nice to see someone like John Deon actually bringing this industry together and fighting for a common cause against someone who is trying to cause us harm. Super excited to see this, and so many people have commented on different posts saying John Deon could never pull this off. Elizabeth Warren isn't worried at all. She has the deep state funding her, blah blah. Guys, take a look at this. Elizabeth Warren is already extremely worried. She put out an announcement earlier today saying it's official. John Deon, a well-funded Republican, has launched a campaign to run against me for Senate in Massachusetts. Apparently, the MAGA Republican machine couldn't find a single Republican in Massachusetts to run against me, so they brought in someone from Rhode Island who will have the backing of the GOP special interests. This much is clear. We're up against national Republicans who are desperate to take back Senate and pass Trump's agenda. We're up against their rich buddies who are trying to stop us from taxing the wealthy, regulating big banks, and making our government work for the working people. What an absolute joke. We are watching Elizabeth Warren in a full state of panic. She is starting to understand that the people who she was supposed to represent from day one are turning against her. Elizabeth Warren has been attacking the people. She has been attacking the people she is supposed to represent by going against their financial freedom. Cryptocurrencies are ushering in a brand new realm of financial freedom for the individual, and we need to get rid of politicians who are looking to stand in our way. John Deon is one of the few people in my eyes who can actually oppose what Senator Warren has done to really hurt the entire U.S. economy in her attack against the future financial system. Guys, all I had to read you was Elizabeth Warren's cry for help to show you how scared she really was. I want you to understand we have a real chance of making this happen, but we need everyone's help. Make sure you go to John Deon's page on X, like his tweets, retweet, donate whatever you can. It all makes a difference. We're going to need everyone to help pull this off, but it's just so exciting to see this finally come into action. This could be one of the biggest wins for crypto we have had in the political landscape in a very long time. Let's move on though and talk about Brad Garlinghouse's interview earlier today on Bloomberg. And I want to point out the parts that I was hyper focused on because I uploaded the entire video to my channel earlier today. But in this video specifically, I really just want to talk about the two things that I think are most important that people need to walk away understanding. One is the topic of the Ripple SEC case. I get comments constantly. Why don't I cover the Ripple SEC case anymore? Why aren't I focused on what's going on in the Ripple SEC case? Those of you who have watched my channel for a while know that I used to make videos constantly on the Ripple SEC case. And I think Brad Garlinghouse said it best in this interview. Every important part of the Ripple SEC case, Ripple won. And every important case for the SEC in the Ripple SEC case, the SEC lost. So what we're looking at right now is a case that no longer really matters in the short term. XRP is not a security. Ripple can still run their business exactly like they wanted to. Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, their charges were dismissed without prejudice, meaning that the SEC can never sue them again. Guys, this is so important to understand. The reason I haven't been talking about the Ripple SEC case as of recently is because Ripple won on every major important issue. Going forward, XRP is not a security. Going forward, the SEC will continue to lose as they drag out this case. This is what Brad Garlinghouse emphasized in this interview. He made it clear the SEC is an agency that can't win, it continues to lose, and therefore, unless there is a massive change in the trend, Ripple has already won this case, XRP holders have already won this case, and for now, it's time to move on and figure out how we can grow the ecosystem, understanding that despite the fact that the SEC might try to drag things out, they are just going to keep on losing. The SEC can't bring any new evidence forward now. They are stuck with the pathetic evidence they brought the first time. Guys, they didn't do anything to convince Judge Torres that anything wrong was going on at Ripple, and all they did really was confirm to the big institutions that Ripple is a real organization. They're really focused on business. They are focused on running a legitimate cryptocurrency company in the United States, and I think they might have had a few more customers knocking on their door after that impressive win. Either way, that is the first thing that I saw from this interview that Brad Garlinghouse was certain on. This was a win for Ripple, no doubt, and anything going forward is the SEC just extending their loss. The other thing I want to talk about, though, that I thought was extremely interesting was the talk around an XRP spot ETF. Now, I have been saying for a while on this channel how important ETFs are going to be to getting new money into this industry. I've also talked about ad nauseum that I didn't think the Bitcoin ETF was going to be the last ETF. I have said multiple times on this channel that I believe an XRP ETF is inevitable. Well, I want you to listen to this specific clip of Brad Garlinghouse talking about the XRP spot ETF because I was actually a little shocked on how much he might have disclosed here. I thought Brad Garlinghouse was really going to try to dismiss this question or really not have much to say about it all. But if you listen to him close here, it seems like he might know something about an XRP BlackRock spot ETF being closer than many people think. Listen up to this.
Given there's so much excitement around the ETF dynamic here, are you in talks with the largest issuers, particularly BlackRock, to get this done?
Well, I'm not going to comment on that. I know BlackRock has said some things publicly. We think it makes sense for the XRP community overall. Ripple obviously is a very important stakeholder in the XRP ecosystem, but we're not the only player. And look, we've seen, before the SEC lawsuit, XRP was the second most valuable digital asset. I think because of the headwinds of that lawsuit, we've now seen that largely abate. But the long-term view on these things is about, how do you create utility and really solve real-world problems with these different digital assets? Bitcoin's doing that very well as a store of value. XRP and its dynamics around being very fast, very efficient, and low cost on a per transaction basis makes it ideal for payments. And that's where Ripple really has leaned into as a company.
So guys, I thought the beginning of Brad's answer was really interesting there. It really seems like to me he does know something about something going on behind the scenes. The way he even says we and we're looking out for the XRP community and we think this is going to be an important product. To me, it sounds like Brad does know something is happening behind the scenes. And let's face it, it makes sense. We already saw a Bitcoin spot ETF. We saw an Ethereum spot ETF. What's the next cryptocurrency on the list? Well, obviously the cryptocurrency that was already deemed not a security by the courts and has one of the largest investing communities behind it. I think an XRP ETF is inevitable, but I love the part at the end where Brad Garlinghouse makes it clear, hey, for us, it's not all about an ETF. This is about building real world utility. So while we think it is certainly possible, or while we know it is being built behind the scenes as we speak, it's being worked on, we're really focused on using XRP for its full intended use case, which is payments. XRP is being positioned in front of the biggest money in the world. We see new big deals landed every single day. With XRP being a core utility and moving money all around the world, this is going to change the narrative. This is going to make the big institutions all over the world understand that XRP is a tier 1 premier digital asset in our next generation financial system. That is an asset they are going to want to build products around. That is an asset they are going to want to invest in. And the more Ripple succeeds in making sure these institutions understand the full intended use case of XRP, the more they are going to want to have a stake in the network, driving up the price, guys, making the future we all have known happen in real time. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.